Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today for this session and activation. Today I feel guided to speak about manifestation. And I had been meaning to do a video about abundance and prosperity, which also ties into manifestation. However, I feel that the foundation for abundance and prosperity in this, what we call physical world, is the ability for conscious creation, conscious manifestation. Okay, so I felt it would be beneficial if I do the manifestation video first and then the abundance video later on, so that it kind of is in a apparent sequence. Yes, so today will be about manifestation, conscious manifestation. Okay, now before I go into conscious manifestation, creation, I would like to address the law of attraction. You may have heard of it, may have heard other beings' bodies talk about the law of attraction. And it is many times put similar to creation, manifestation, as if it was equal. Now, and this is my own experience, and that's what I speak from. My videos are always own experience, what this body has experienced, and intuitive insights from within, from my connection to God, Creator, Source, the universe, Spirit, whatever you would like to refer to. My connection to all that is, which comes through the heart. Every being, every body, every being has that connection. Yes, it just needs to be recognized, realized, internalized. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to even know about this connection, and you still have the connection. However, once you are aware of this connection and are aware of what you truly are, it helps navigate and create this, what we perceive as physical reality, our life, our world. Okay? So before I get into conscious manifestation and creation, I would like to address the law of attraction. Again, this is my personal experience and view, intuitive insights. Yes, the law of attraction basically states, in short, that there is something out there that you align with, and then with your thoughts, words, actions, and emotions attract into your life, into your reality. Yes, that basically, in short, very condensed version, what the law of attraction alleges. That there is something out there that you can align with or attract, not even align, but attract through certain thoughts, words, actions, and emotions. Yes? Now, coming from a non-dual perspective, meaning that there is nothing outside of you, there is one energy consciousness, one energy presence awareness, whatever you would like to refer to, that is creating all of this through individual experiences and individual bodies. Coming from this non-dual perspective or perspective, there is nothing out there to attract. Yes, there is nothing outside of us that we would need to attract in order to create. creation, manifestation, comes through us because we are all that is. We are all that we perceive. We are the one energy consciousness living through every single body and creating through every single body. Yes? So if there is nothing outside of us, because we are all that is and all that is us, then there is nothing out there to attract. So the law of attraction, if taken literally, that you have to attract something, doesn't work from a non-dual perspective, which is where I'm coming from, because if we are all that is and all that is us, there is nothing out there to attract. I hope that makes sense. Now, many people equal the law of attraction to manifestation. However, again, coming from my own experience, a non-dual perspective, and my own internal guidance, internal knowing, insights, manifestation is the direct creation through our physical bodies, through this vehicle that apparently takes us through this physical reality. It is nothing that's coming from somewhere out there. It is nothing that's coming from somewhere else. It is conscious awareness, presence, conscious energy, God, Creator, Source, Spirit, the universe, whatever you would like to label it. It's all a label. It does not care what we humans label it. Yes? But it comes through and creates through every single body that appears out there in our apparently physical world, which is animals, yes, they create, which is plants, which is any body, whether it be human or non-human. Yes? So, manifestation, creation, comes directly from within. It doesn't come from anywhere out there, because everything comes from within the physical body. Our internal reality projecting outwards. That is manifestation, creation. Okay? So I hope that kind of brings an idea of where there is a difference between law of attraction and manifestation, and why this is speaking about manifestation and not law of attraction. Because again, the law of attraction would allege and assume that something's coming from the outside that we have to attract. And manifestation, creation, talks about everything coming from within and then projecting outwards. Yes? So, manifestation or creation, it doesn't matter what you label it, comes from within. Yes? It is a direct output and reflection of our internal world, our internal state, our internal being. Yes? Manifestation and creation happens at any given moment through our physical body. Any given moment, if you want to put it into a time, any given time, any given second, any given minute, any given hour of the day, the perceived time, we are manifesting and creating through our physical, apparently physical body, through our vehicle. We are putting out there manifestation and creation, which then reflects back to us in our apparently physical reality, what we call the world. Yes? Once you comprehend this, not just with the mind, but internalize this, that the outside, what we perceive as outside reality, outside world, whatever you want to label it, is a direct reflection from what we as physical putting out there. Once you comprehend this and realize this, that whatever it is you're perceiving out there is your creation, your manifestation, our creation, our manifestation. I don't want to point fingers here because it's all through the bodies, okay? Even animals, even plants. Once you can recognize, realize, and internalize this, you will comprehend internally that you create and manifest your life, your reality, your world. And that you have the power, the ability to shift whatever you do not like out there, whatever you don't find beneficial for your life, for yourself, for your body. You can shift it. I don't want to say in an instant, because that takes a lot of awareness and practice, but it can be shifted nonetheless. Once you own up to the responsibility that whatever you perceive out there is your creation or your co-creation. Some people like to call it co-creation, considering there are perceived so many bodies and beings out there. Okay? But your perception and perspective directly influences how you view your physical, apparently physical, outside reality. Yes? So considering that we at any given moment are constantly, if you so want, creating and manifesting this life as we go, so not necessarily pre-planning, but constantly manifesting and creating. Yes? A lot of this creation happens unconsciously through the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind holds beliefs, behavioral patterns, stories, memories, stories. All that, what we hold up here, influences our output, our creation, what we perceive as external reality, external world, what we call the world. Yes? So what this is saying is that at any given moment you are manifesting and creating. However, most beings are not consciously aware of that creation and manifestation. Yes? Most beings are not consciously manifesting and creating. So every being, every body, everything out there is creating, because everything, every being, every body out there is God, Creator, Source, Spirit, the universe, the conscious awareness, the conscious energy that is coming through all of the bodies. Yes, that is in all the physical, and it is non-stop creating. The difference is, are you aware of your creation? Are you responsible, owning up to your creation, taking responsibility for it? Are you aware of what you're putting out there and what is then reflecting back to you from the external, from your creation? Are you aware of it? If you're not aware of it, You are likely to turn into victim mentality, saying, oh, I'm so lucky, I won in the lottery, I am so lucky. You created that. Whether you're aware of it or not, you created that. Yes? Or turning into victim mentality. Oh my gosh, this happened to me. Somebody hit my car and now I have to deal with all of this and all the mess and whatever. You created that. Whether you're aware of it or not, whether it was a conscious creation or an unconscious creation, you created that. And this is, for many beings, for many of us, the hardest thing to comprehend with the physical brain, with the physical mind, the hardest thing to take responsibility for. Whatever is happening in this perceived outside reality is our responsibility, is our creation, is our manifestation. So whether you perceive it as good, labeled good, whether you perceive it as bad, or let's call it beneficial and non-beneficial, it doesn't matter. It's all labels and it's all the same. It's still duality, referring to there's one thing, there is another thing, where this is saying there is one thing only, which is conscious awareness, constantly creating and manifesting. Again, are you aware of your creation? Do you take responsibility for your creation? That is the first step to consciously creating the ability, the capability to consciously create. Consciously. And that's the only way you have what people call free will, when you consciously create and manifest. Yes? Because when you unconsciously manifest and create, and you're in a victim mentality that whatever is happening to you through whatever outside source you believe to be there, yes, then you have no free will, because then you're running off an old program, an old belief, old program, that there is something on the external, the perceived external, that has an influence on your life, on your reality, on your perceived world. And this is saying that is not the case. You are solely responsible. And again, this is very difficult to believe for a lot of beings to actually, the mind cannot comprehend this, because the mind constantly argues, oh, I would never create something that hurts me, or I would never create something that I don't like out there. And some of the appearances we have out there that are very traumatic. Those appearances are there because they are being manifested and created unconsciously, without beings being aware what they're manifesting and creating. Yes, and then we get that what we view as external world in what I heard people say, in chaos. The world is in chaos right now. Yes. That is a direct reflection of what we're putting out there. And if it is not conscious creation, conscious manifestation, then we unconsciously manifest and create things that are not necessarily beneficial. Because the awareness is not there that every thought, every emotion, every word we speak, that's why it's called spelling. Yes, because our words have power. And I made a video about that long time ago. You can go back and look at it. Words have power. Words create. That's why even in, let's say, the Bible, it says God spoke the word and the word created. In short package, yes. And I'm not going into detail here. I don't want, but the word creates, the thought creates, our actions create, our emotions create. And if it's not coming through conscious awareness and through the heart, if it's the mind creating, running off of old beliefs, or limiting beliefs, what I like to call, running off of stories, of memories that are often distorted and by our limiting perception, then we create a distorted reality out there. And I spoke about this before, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But it is a foundation to basically take responsibility for our life, for our creation, for our manifestation, and own up to it. And whatever we perceive as, let's say, non-beneficial, yes, that is ours too. Once we own up to that and have the awareness that everything comes from within us and not from an outside source, no other being, no other, it may seem that way. Oh, this person did this to me. That's not my fault. You created that. You created that situation. And if you don't like that situation, then most likely you created it unconsciously, running off of, again, old patterns, old beliefs, old behaviors, old stories, old memories. Yes? Everything that appears in the seemingly outside world, in the external world, is our creation. And again, you can call it co-creation if you are alleging that there are other bodies, other beings out there for the sake of the storyline, yes, then it is a co-creation in that sense, but it is still your creation. And you still have to take responsibility for it, for your life, for what happens in your life, for what appears in your life, because every appearance out there is a manifestation and creation from us. Yes. So, now, and when I say that we, us, need to take responsible for everything we're putting out there and we're creating, that everything out there is our manifestation, our creation, and we need to take responsibility for it as first step to consciously creating, this is not putting any shame or blame or guilt out there. Yes? Because this body believes we're all one. Yes? So, we are all one who has created all this. So, I say we, but it is one consciousness, one energy, one awareness, one presence that lives through every single body and creates and manifests this. Yes? So, it may still seem as individual bodies are creating, and then the manifestation and creation, again, because every physical body holds different build-up, makeup, if you so want, different DNA, different beliefs, different thoughts, conditioning, different emotions. Every physical body functions under different conditions. So the output that's coming out there, what we're creating, the creation of every physical body will be different, will be varying, and that is an intention by source, creator, spirit, the universe. Yes, because otherwise everybody would create the same and it would be so boring. Yes, I said this before, spirit loves diversity. Yes, spirit loves diversity because it enables for so many different experiences. Yes, so again, this is not putting any blame, any shame, any guilt out there. This is just the information that everything out there is our creation. And the foundation for conscious creation, what people call free will, yes, is there once we take responsibility for our output, for our manifestation, for our creation. Yes? So I wanted to look at the free will for a moment, because I've heard things in like, we have free will only here on Earth and other places don't have free will, and free will is present or accessible or available when you are aware of what you are creating. Again, because there is no free will if you unconsciously create stuff and then you believe that something on the external, something, somebody, some being did something to you. Yeah, whether it is positive or negative. Oh, this person helped me get a new job. No, you created that. You created and manifested that. Yes, you can still thank that person if you feel that, but you created that whole situation with that person getting you a new job. Yes, so it is still your creation, your manifestation. Thank yourself too. So free will is only possible when you are consciously manifesting and creating your life. Yes, because otherwise, again, you constantly think that something on the external is either helping you or hindering you. Yes, again, this labels good and bad. Someone is doing something good for me or somebody is doing something bad to me. That's not free will. That is running off limiting beliefs that you have no power and someone else has power over you. Okay? I say this again, and I said this before. No other apparent physical body, no other being, energy, whatever you would like to label it, has power over you. Neither over your physical body, nor over your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, none of that. No other body, being, or not being has power over you. Unless you believe that. And if you believe that, that's what you create. That's what you manifest. Then you manifest a situation where someone is taking advantage of you or has power over you, apparently power over you. It is all in the mind. What we create with the mind, with our emotions, with our words. Yes? It all comes from within us. And once we realize this, consciously aware of what we are creating and of what we have created, if there's something we don't like in the past, we have created it. Yes? And I realize this is difficult to comprehend, especially with the mind. You have to be heart-centered and go from the heart. Listen to your inner intuition, your higher guidance, your higher self, spirit, God, creator, source, whatever you would like to label it. It has to be realized and internalized with the heart, because the mind will always tell you, oh no, I would never create. I broke my wrist last year. And this is definitely not something what I would call, I created this, but I know I created this. And it brought me a huge transformation in my life that would have not happened. That shift, that transformation would have never happened if I had not broken my wrist. Now, would I say I willingly broke my wrist? No, but I manifested it because I needed a shift and transformation in my life. And a year ago, I did not have the awareness for this, so it came through and manifested unconsciously. Yes, if I had had the awareness that I needed to shift something back then, I may not have needed to break my wrist. I may have been able to shift it consciously. Yes, but since I wasn't conscious enough to shift on my own, if you want to call it that, I broke my wrist, and that then set a whole array of actions in motion that shifted me to where I needed to be. I hope that makes sense. So I did not choose and elect to break my wrist, yes, but I needed that breaking my wrist to shift into higher perspective, higher awareness, whatever you would like to label it. Yes, without breaking my wrist, I probably would not have shifted, or would have shifted later, or whatever you would like to. Language is very limiting, and it is very difficult sometimes to express in words the information that is coming through. And again, I am not channeling any other beings. I'm not channeling at all. This is just information that is intuitive and that we all have. This is nothing new. This is something very primal, very ancient, that I believe, with my inner knowing believe, that humans used to have, and that we lost in our technocratic age, if you want to call it that, because everything happens at once. So everything is accessible at once. You can access and align. Now, when I say align, I'm not saying attract it, because it is there, and you just need to access it through your awareness. Yes? This is not the law of attraction. That is not what I'm speaking about here. This is not what this is talking about. The law of attraction still alleges that something is out there that you need to attract into your life. And this is saying everything happens at once, as time does not exist, and everything is accessible at once. And once you have that awareness, you can access it or align with it if you want to, but you're not attracting it. It's instant manifestation if there is enough awareness. Now, this is not saying if you're not consciously manifesting that you're only manifesting bad or unbeneficial things. For instance, a couple years ago, our car broke down and we needed a new car, and we couldn't afford to buy a new car. So we decided to get the car fixed and have it looked at the dealership. And they gave us a loaner, a car to use for free. They gave us a car to use during the time that our car was at the shop. And that car was brand new. It only had maybe I think 500 miles or so. It was a car dealer car that they gave to people when they needed a car while their car was at the dealership, at the shop for repair. Okay, this car was what we would consider out of our league, out of our pay range. Yes, it was the nicest car I have ever been in. Yes, because we usually buy used cars, and even that is all luck mentality, because we always thought we couldn't afford anything better. Yeah. So this car I drove for, I think it was 3-4 days, because they had to order parts for our car at the dealership, at the shop, to repair. So they ordered parts for it, and it took a couple of days. And then the parts came in, they were put in, and the car still didn't run properly. So then they decided the car needed a new motor, a new engine, on top of what already had been repaired. And at that point, they gave us a quote, and they suggested we may want to buy a new car and put this car down as a payment, because repairing this car, which was an older car, would have not been worth it for us, if that makes sense. So that was the offer from the dealership. If we wanted to, we could buy the loaner that I loved so much. And we were thinking, and we were crunching numbers at home, and it just didn't seem possible to afford that car because it was almost brand new and it was what we would consider out of our pay range, out of our league. But we went to the dealership and we talked to them about it. And before that, I had this urge to talk to the car. That was several years ago, before I had more awareness. But I was speaking to the car, and I told the car, you know, I love you so much, but I feel I cannot afford you. If there is any way that I can afford you and pay for you, then you would be my car. And there was a lot of emotion and thought connected with that output, that I was talking to the car. So we went to the dealership and they did some numbers and ran some numbers with the financing, several financing institutes. And they came back and we were able to afford this car. It was close, it was tight, but it was a number. They gave us a number that we decided we could afford on a monthly basis. And we bought that car. And to this day, I know in my heart that I manifested that car. Not the car itself, but the opportunity, the possibility, the ability to buy it, to purchase it, and be able to pay for it. And it is a little over 2 months, a little over 2 years later, and we're still paying for the car, and we're still able to afford it. Okay? So it was unconscious manifestation creation, but it was still beneficial. So this is not saying that if you are not consciously creating, that you're only creating unbeneficial things. No. But what we consider free will, what we consider manifestation, truly happens when we are consciously creating, when we own up to our creation as a whole, take responsibility for it, and recognize and realize internally, not just with the mind, but internally, that whatever is out there we create, and that we are constantly creating. So that thought you have, oh, I hope that person falls down the stairs because they weren't nice to me today. Be careful what you wish for. And this is where the saying is coming from. Be careful what you are creating. Yes? Think good thoughts. Do not let anger, guilt, blame, and shame ruin or rule your life. Because it will not ruin it, your life will still go on. It's just it may not be that pleasant, or what we consider as pleasant. Yes? Now everything is an experience. And from the higher perspective and perception, every experience is valued the same, whether we would label it good or bad. Every experience that we have during this seeming life is loved by Creator, Source, Spirit, the universe. There is no judgment on the experience. There is no labeling good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, but the apparent physical can have preferences for more pleasant and less pleasant. Yes, that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that life is always bliss and happiness and pure joy and love. That's what we have when we're not in body. That's not what we're here for just pure bliss. No. We make the conscious choice as conscious presence, conscious energy, conscious awareness to come here and have experiences that we cannot have without a body. Yes? So it's not always happy and joy and love and, you know, we're all singing Kumbaya. No. That's not what this is saying. But when you have conscious awareness of your creation, life can be perceivedly more joyful and more filled with beneficial experiences that are more happy and more filled with love. Yes, even though everything is love. Again, it doesn't matter what we label it. Everything is love. Yeah. So, another thing I would like to mention as an example for unconscious creation, unconscious manifestation, again, is the beliefs that we hold, the stories that we hold, the memories that we hold. It's all comes down to what we hold in our brain, in our physical body, and what we put out there for many, 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 many years. This body had been saying, I don't need to be rich. I just want enough money to pay the bills and I'll be happy. I don't need to be rich. I don't need abundance. I just want enough money to pay the bills. And for many, many, many years, we as a family had just enough money to pay the bills. There was nothing over to save. Now, this is not, I'm not trying to, for anyone to feel sorry. No, this is not what this is. This is an example for unconscious creation that will manifest whether we like it or not, whether we're aware of it or not. Yes, it was a limiting belief that I was taught that don't ask for anything. Be happy with what you got. Don't ask for anything. And it came out as, oh, I don't need to be rich. I just want enough money to pay the bills and I'll be happy. So I cut myself and my family, in that sense, off from abundance, from the flow of abundance, because I so many times had that mantra, oh, I don't need to be rich. I don't need to be rich. I just need enough money to pay the bills. I hope that makes sense. And I have been working on this, and this is it's a difficult one. Manifesting abundance is very difficult when it comes to what we perceive monetary abundance. It really comes down to being aware of what you're manifesting and creating, and being able to see abundance not just as money, but to see abundance in all that is. See love and abundance in all that is, and have gratitude for it, whether we perceive it as pleasant or unpleasant. Yes? And once you are at the point where you can perceive everything as neutral, then you can get really abundance flowing in your life. But I will make a separate video about this one day. That was just another example for unconscious creation. You know, it happens to so many beings, that they run out of old beliefs, limiting beliefs that were taught to them, or that they learned, or that sometimes it's been in the family for generations. And it creates unconsciously the reality that we're putting out there, and that's reflecting back to us. Today I want to clear whatever is in the energetic field that needs clearing, and definitely we will be clearing limiting beliefs, because that is really the foundation of what we're putting out there, is when we hold so much beliefs and stories that then affect our creation and our manifestation, like I mentioned before. I have videos for abundance and for gratitude, Reiki videos. I will make a longer video on abundance and on gratitude, but I do have already Reiki videos out for abundance and for gratitude, and all kinds of other things, clearing limiting beliefs. And I imply you to go look back at those, because they're all beneficial to get into the conscious creation, creating with awareness. Okay, so this will clear, again, limiting beliefs. It always comes down to the mind, to the emotions that we're holding. And what I would like to do with this Reiki specifically, to clear whatever affects our awareness of our creation, to be able to recognize and realize conscious creation, to be able to recognize and realize opportunities, possibilities, and recognize and realize this conscious creation that we can put out there. So basically, get out of unconscious creation and go into conscious creation. Yes, so that what's the Reiki will be about, and we'll clear as much as possible that needs clearing. There is always something, because the energetic field constantly shifts every given moment. Every moment it shifts. So I could clear now, and then an hour later I could clear again. So that's why it's always beneficial to constantly do clearings, and what people call energy clearings, to constantly basically work on yourself, on your physical and your non-physical self, let me put it that way, because it all affects our mental, our emotional, and our physical health. Everything. It's all connected. Yes, that's what people call holistic. And holistic approach to health is taking everything into consideration, not just, oh, I hurt my shoulder, now I have to treat this. No, why did I hurt my shoulder? Why is there an issue with my shoulder? What did I manifest and create for my shoulder to be hurting? Yes, that's a holistic approach. The mental, the emotional, the physical, it is all connected with our energy and the output that we have, and what then reflects back into our reality. Okay, what we perceive as outside world, as external world. Okay, so we're clearing whatever needs to be cleared at this present moment, and whenever you watch this video, it will still clear, because energy knows no time. And if you watch this in 10, in 100 years, it'll still work. If this video is still up in 100 years, I don't know, I don't care. But this will work at any given moment, at any present moment that you are watching this video. Okay, so here we go. You can breathe with me. I will be breathing in, then I'll ding the bells, and then I will be breathing out. And through our physical breath, we can process, clear, and release whatever doesn't serve any longer. Okay, and that you don't have to be always fully aware of whatever doesn't serve any longer. It's just the intention to process, clear, and release what does not serve any longer will activate this process. Okay, hope that makes sense. And I can feel here, whatever, doubt, unworthiness, some fear, but it's more doubt and more unworthiness, and the feeling of being helpless, being not able, being incapable, the feeling of being stuck. All that rings through, so we're gonna clear some more. The feeling of being powerless, that something is being done to us and not our responsibility, not in our power. It is in our power. Okay, we just need to be aware of it. We need to shift the realization that we are that powerful, that we are all that is, and thus we are all powerful, and thus we are also all abundant, because all that is more than plenty for every single body. Yes, so we are inherently abundant. We just don't realize it with the mind. Basically, we forgot how abundant we are, and so we have this lack mentality that most human beings have, because it's being taught and learned and experienced. Yeah, we'll clear some more. And again, the Reiki will be for recognizing what unconscious manifestation is and conscious manifestation. So shifting out of unconscious manifestation into conscious manifestation, so that we have basically what we consider free will in our life, that we are aware what we are creating, that it is a conscious, a wanted, if you so want, free will, a wanted manifestation, and not just an unconscious manifestation. Okay? Conscious manifestation will enable you to manifest your wishes, your desires for your highest good, for your highest timeline, whatever you would like to call it. Conscious manifestation will enable you to see opportunities and possibilities to create whatever you desire for your life, for this life, for this reality. Yes? The light in me recognizes that same light within you, for we are all one light, one consciousness, one light. I see you, I appreciate you, I honor you. So much love and blessings. So, to sum it all up, whether you do conscious manifestation creation or unconscious manifestation or creation, it is all loved by Spirit, Creator, Source, the universe, the all that is. It is all loved equally. There is no better or worse, good or bad in this. There is no labeling, there is no guilt, there is no judgment. Yes? It's just the human body who has a preference and who judges experiences into good or bad or more beneficial, less beneficial, or more pleasant, less pleasant. Yes? It's just the human body, the human brain who judges. Okay? But, and that's where it comes to labeling again. So, if you would prefer as a human body to see more pleasant experiences in your life, if you would like that new job, that new partner, that new house, whatever it is you would like to create and manifest for your life, for your family, yes, then conscious manifestation is the way to go, because as long as you put out unconscious manifestation there, you don't know what the result will be. Again, be careful what you wish for, be careful what you create, be careful what you manifest, be careful what you put out there, and that will then reflect back to you in a way that you may not prefer. Yes? So the foundation, again, for creating the life and having free will in your life, apparent life, perceived life, is conscious manifestation. To be able and capable to choose free will, to choose what you are creating. And for that it is necessary to recognize and realize that it is all your creation, all our creation, that we are responsible. You own up to that responsibility, and then you create a more pleasant experience outcome for yourself, your family, whatever. Yes? So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I know there will be controversy about this video because I'm coming from, again, a non-dual perspective. There is only one consciousness, one creator, one source, one energy that is living through every single body. Yes? So if you are in the mindset that there are many bodies that are affecting your life, then this might be difficult to internalize and the mind will not comprehend this. Again, I imply you to go back and look at previous videos, because all my videos in one way or another are connected. I am speaking about different things in each video, but the the information is still all connected, and maybe previous videos will hold information that will activate a recognition or a memory for you if you so wish. Yes. Now, there is nothing wrong with unconscious manifestation, again, but if you would like to take charge of your life, to have free will in your life, then it is very beneficial to recognize, realize conscious manifestation. I don't know how to explain it any different. Again, words are very limiting. If you have questions, I'll be happy to get into more detail. And yes, there are very traumatic experiences. Very traumatic experiences that we often unconsciously manifest due to beliefs and stories we hold in our mind without realizing we are the ones manifesting, and then again going into the victim mode, victim mentality. Oh, somebody did something to me. Yes. And then around goes the guilt, the blame, the shame, and this is a loop, a cycle that will never end. We either blame ourselves or we blame something that we perceive to be on the outside that is doing something to us. Okay, once we can move out of this circle, that's what people call karma, is a circle, a looping of constantly the same things happening because of the beliefs, the stories, the memories that we're holding. Yes, if you want to get out of this loop of circling around over and over again, you have to own up to your creation and become aware that no matter how unpleasant, and I know a lot of bodies have difficulties with this, but no matter how unpleasant your experiences are, it is still your creation. It's coming from your energetic field that's coming through your physical body. And I'm not saying you're guilty of creating that. That's not what this is saying. It is saying that this is happening because of what this body is holding. It could be something coming through the ancestral line, and I talked about this before. That's why it is very important to look at all the aspects, yeah? To look at everything. To feel, to go within, to feel within your body. Because this is what's creating. This is your creation tool. Yes? Whatever conditioning, beliefs your body holds is what is coming through. And if this holds stuff that you consider non-beneficial, you need to work on clearing. Again, I have many Reiki videos that help with this. Feel free to look at all of them, and you can run them as often as you want, no matter at what time. The activations that I'm sending through works, but you still have to work through it with your physical body. Okay? You don't have to look at the video. The energy comes through, but the energy I'm sending through is an activation for your body to start processing, clearing, and releasing, no matter what it is. All my Reiki videos are activations that I'm sending for physical bodies who do not remember how to do their own activation clearing. To get started, it's a starting help, yes? But you still need to do work yourself, what we call inner work, yes? It cannot just be comprehended with the brain. The brain is limited and it is finite. It has to be, in order to fully live basically your higher self, spirit, creator, source, in order to be fully awake, if you so want. I don't know what else to call it. I think that's what people can relate to. If you want to be fully awake and live this, it has to come through the physical body. Okay? It has to live through the physical body. And it all comes down, again, to the beliefs, stories, memories we hold. In our DNA, in our cells, in our brain, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and if you feel that you're stuck, that you need help creating your life, or want to be in charge of your life and want to do conscious manifestation, conscious creation, free will in your life, so that you do not feel like someone on the external is doing something to you, you need to start working within and process through the body. Yes? I hope this covers. I often, after I'm done doing videos, then I still have stuff coming through, but I also feel I cannot sit here all day, and my videos seem to be getting longer and longer and longer. So I hope this covers, and if necessary I can always make a second video to this. I would like to thank you all for your presence here. I really appreciate it, and I can feel it, and I'm very, very grateful for me having the opportunity and the means and the technology to be doing this, because it seems this body is enjoying talking what's coming through. So I'm very grateful to you for being present here. I appreciate you. I see you. I appreciate you. I honor you. So much love and blessings.